Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of Turnbuckle Talk with CZV. If you see me looking down here, I'm trying to see how this new microphone sounds. We've gotten a new microphone. I think it's really awesome. Um, I think it's going to be a really good episode today. I think that Raw was really cool. Obviously, the reason you did not see the Monday Night Raw episode for me is because obviously I didn't have this bad boy yet. So I was too eager and I really did not want to do it with another bad mic. So today I got the good one. So let's do it. First up, we're gonna jump into the Monday Night Raw results. Again, let me know down in the comments if y'all enjoy what the name of this podcast, in which is the Turnbuckle Talk with CZB. Let me know if y'all like that or not. I enjoy it a lot, actually. I actually love the name Turnbuckle Talk. I think that's kind of cool. And I came up with it. I think it's really awesome. So we're gonna stick with it. Let's get into Monday Night Raw first. Obviously, the last thing I missed out on. I'm not gonna date back all the way to Friday Night SmackDown this week because I know I did miss that as well. Obviously, still watched the show. Did not watch or did not do a review on it on this page just because I was waiting for this mic to come in. So now knowing that Monday Night Raws came to a wrap with probably one of the biggest Monday Night Raws storyline development wise we've seen in a hot minute, we're gonna go from a journalist standpoint. And y'all will be flaming me in the comments saying you're not a journalist. You have to be a WWE, like a worker, to be a journalist for pro wrestling. No, I don't. I don't have to work for TNA, AEW, or WWE. I don't have to work for none of these promotions to be a journalist. You can, as long as you put in the work that a journalist does, I think that you can call yourself a journalist, to be completely honest. That's why you see it in my bio. It's because I'm a journalist. I journalize professional wrestling. I watch every single professional wrestling show all around the globe. That's called a journalist. And then I get on here and I give my thoughts about it. I feel like that's what a journalist is. So I'm going to keep calling myself the journalist because why not? And y'all might be wondering why I'm kind of not getting straight to the point in this Turnbuckle Talk, kind of first time ever podcast here. And that is because these are going to be a podcast style. So if you're just watching me talk to you right now, you're probably not supposed to be completely honest. It's more of a podcast style, just like where you see your favorite creators like Santi go over and do his Wrestling is Cool podcast with Sancho West. You see Not Sam Wrestling kind of do the same style thing that I'm doing right now. Shout out to him because he's probably my favorite wrestling creator right now, and has been for a while. But let's hop into Monday Night Raw. Starting off with the card that we saw ahead of Monday Night Raw this week, and that was Roman Reigns having an appearance, which we did not think that it was going to be Paul Heyman coming out first. I sure didn't, at least. CM Punk segment, which I think we all had some sort of idea that Gunther was going to come out. Women's Tag Team Championship match between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, which I think was stupid. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, a number one contender triple threat, the LWO versus the War Raiders versus the New Day, and Sheamus versus Rusev, and what I believe is their third match, and a Donnybrook match, I believe. Very good Raw. Just want to kick off saying that. Obviously, I know the people that are watching this now know what happened on that episode of Monday Night Raw, but for the people who don't, here you go. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna take off these headphones because we kind of don't really need them. We do, but we don't. Same time, really need to get me some earbuds. I could still get them right now, but I don't want to get up from the setup because we already started the review, or we already started the Turnbuckle Talk. Turnbuckle Talk. Got to get used to it. Got to put it in the brain. But CM Punk kicked off Monday Night Raw this week. We saw an awesome segment between him and Gunther, but it left me confused. Have not went and watched it back. I missed that segment because of something that I had going on before Monday Night Raw, which caused me to miss the opening segment because it was only like 15 minutes. So it was definitely a pretty short segment for us. Gunther and CM Punk segment, which is going to be the main event of SummerSlam Night 1. I think it's very whack and confusing that we had a 45-minute segment whenever we see that SummerSlam is on August 2nd and August 3rd. I think it's very confusing that we're not giving them time to fully express themselves in this rivalry. Obviously, we all know that what those two can do, but we don't know what they can do against each other on the mic just yet, especially on this promo right here. I'm going to read you out pretty much everything that happened in this. It was a pretty good little thing here, but On the heels of last week's victory in a gauntlet match, the new number one contender to Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk, opened Monday Night Raw in a passionate promo that focused primarily on hyping his title opportunity against the against the ring general at SummerSlam. Punk reminded his opponent that he is not any other number one contender; he's the best in the world. That brought the champion in the ring for a face to face. So obviously, I think it's very good that we're having Gunther come out there, and you might be thinking that's pretty obvious. I mean, you're obviously going to have the person that he's facing come out there. It's not as simple as you think. We used to not have this. We used to not have these champions come out here like this, and it wasn't good. And that kind of makes you recognize how much storyline building has become a crazy factor in 2025, especially. I say ever since Triple H became involved and as the head of creative, or really it's TKO, but like y'all get what I'm saying. He's had a lot of input on all the things that have been happening, and you know he's a big fan of long-term storytelling, and that's honestly not what we're doing here. But I mean, there's some decent history between these two and CM Punk and Gunther. I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, I just wish that we would be seeing CM Punk have a little bit of a response here. But I'm just going to keep reading. Gunther claimed the two of them are equals, and that they've both have massive egos, but this is justified thanks to his accomplishments in the ring. I'm gonna make you regret you ever stepped foot inside a professional wrestling ring, he said. You'll never be the best in the world. Gunther dropped the mic and walked out, ending the segment emphatically as Michael Cole and Corey Graves hyped the marquee match at MetLife Stadium. Now listen, big hot take here for the CM Punk and Gunther match at SummerSlam in the main event of night one. This should not be built up like this. And you know that normally we're not a fan of people getting involved in these types of rivalries, but I know that Ludwig Kaiser kind of has nothing to do with Gunther now, but it would have been nice to see him kind of be like the talker for Gunther, even though he really don't need it. But I feel like there should have been somebody else involved in this rivalry, because if I'm being completely honest, I do not think CM Punk and Gunther can sell this match to us, especially if it's going to be the first two-night SummerSlam, arguably the biggest SummerSlam of all time, and we're having that in the main event, and we really got to build that up high. And I feel like Gunther and CM Punk is not going to sell it like we want it to be sold early enough before SummerSlam night one. SummerSlam's obviously on August 1st or August 2nd and August 3rd. We know this stuff, so we just really gotta lock in, to be honest. I think it's super crazy how CM Punk is such a big factor in what is going on right now. Hold on, I'm actually gonna be right back because my dog just opened my door. Yeah, crazy thing to think about. But it's like letting in weird it's like the air that makes the air smell good. I'll be right back. No pauses on the podcast as well. No pauses. No pauses. No pauses. Awkward moment for the people with headphones. Awkward moment for everybody. Trust me, if I would have known that she would have pushed open my door, I would have fully latched it. That was a weird moment. But yeah, I think that Gunther and CM Punk, they're not going to be able to sell this. They're not selling it to me because, I mean, automatically you get off the rip. There's no chemistry between the two. We saw the gauntlet match. Braun Breaker, Penta, CM Punk, I believe Jey Uso. Yeah, I know Jey Uso, and CM Punk. Might have already listed him. Probably somebody else as well. I'm out of my mind right now. I believe Bronson Reed as well. Yo, I'm completely out of my mind because I have something going on in 15 minutes that I have to be up there for. And I'm kind of stressing out. But anywho, I think it was pretty cool how we did end up seeing CM Punk and Gunther have this little promo, and I get how they're trying to do, because as we know, after Gunther walked off from that promo and CM Punk did not say a word, they are relying on Corey Graves and Michael Cole to really sell this match. We're having Corey and Michael play a huge part in it just because we're trying to sell this big marquee match, just like that report said. Y'all might be wondering why I'm reading off a report, and that is because I can't list it in the best words that Sports Illustrated can. I can't. So I'm going to read what they said on the segment, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on that segment. Even though I've already saw it, everything, it will not come out near as clear as what Sports Illustrated can say. Just being honest. But yeah, I think that this segment was pretty cool. Just don't know how much we can sell it any longer. It was all right, not bad, not good. Don't know how I feel about it. But Punk came across as somebody who knows what it takes to win gold, but may have been underselling the magnitude of his opponent. You know, we always see this in kind of matches like this. I mean, I know I bring it up a lot, but we saw this a lot in the Roman Reigns title run that he had 3,316 days. He underestimated almost every single opponent he had. He talked down to him, and especially the Sami Zayn going into their 2024 Elimination Chamber Perth match. So I think it was really cool to see, or maybe 2023. I'm pretty sure 2023. But we saw Sami in that match look like he was about to win that championship and break the streak of Roman Reigns after like 3,000 days. And it was really, really, really cool to see Sami kind of get that moment. And that's kind of what we're going for here with the CM Punk and Gunther. Punk is kind of underestimating Gunther, but he's also coming in as a savvy vet, knowing what Gunther can do. It's weird. I ain't going to pay too much attention to it, even though it is the main event of SummerSlam. I don't want to pay too much attention to it just because we have so much to get into. And this will only be the Raw review. I'll do another segment breaking it in half into the NXT review as well. Next up, we had Sheamus versus Rusev. Sheamus versus Rusev wrote the latest chapter in their rivalry Monday night with a rematch from their physical battle a few weeks earlier. The Bulgarian Brute shot off the top rope, clothesline to the arena floor, delivering a fall away slam to the Celtic Warrior, driving him into the announcer's table. The babyface fought from underneath, enduring everything thrown at him by his physically imposing opponent, including fighting out of the accolade and to the ropes to force the break. And this match was awesome, and it just shows how insane Sheamus is. Now, you don't see journalists glazing, but I can't lie. We're going to have to take a moment to glaze Sheamus here. Sheamus is, how old is Sheamus? We're going to look it up right now. I'm pretty sure he's in his 40s, but I'm not going to be sure about it. I mean, Buddy is going in the ring like nothing else. He's turning into Rey Mysterio. 47 years old, and he's wrestling like he's 20. Obviously, he's kind of got a skip in his beat, but it's okay because he ended up defeating Rusev in this match, and that's really all that matters. I don't know what they're doing with this rivalry. It's not something that we're going to be excited for. It's not something that will be able to go on a PLE just because of what they've done. Ever since Sheamus stood up to Rusev, it's kind of been something that we've been kind of looking forward to, but at the same time, after that first match, seeing how good it was, we wanted another one, and now that we have another one, I don't think we would want to see it on a PLE, especially a PLE like SummerSlam, where it's the biggest matches you could ever want. So I feel like that for SummerSlam, if they book this match, awesome, we're going to watch it. But if they're going to book it and it's just going to be a filler, I think that SummerSlam this year should not have had 2 nights. They clearly can't fill it because of the matches that we have right now. Yes, they're good. Yes, they're decently built up. But at the same time, you're going to 9 times out of 10 put Rusev versus Sheamus on a card. And even though that is one of the most built up things, you already put them against each other 2 times on Monday Night Raw. So unless we have a crazy stipulation, I'll take it, I guess. But if we ain't going to have any cool stipulation, I don't know what we can do here to save it. Next up, we had a tag team title number 1 contenders match. LWO versus the War Raiders versus the New Day. And I think this match right here, yes, it was good, but the finish, I don't know. It was cool to see. Definitely loved it. I definitely loved the ending. I think the ending's pretty cool as well. Because in the end, the LWO ended up defeating the Creed brothers and the New Day. So I think that overall, the storyline that we're trying to run with the LWO winning here is something that I'm not behind. LWO has no fan attraction. LWO has nobody behind them. LWO has no fan attraction at all. There's nothing that the LWO can do that'll make the fans really attached to them. It doesn't matter how good you are in ring. And you look at somebody like Lyra. Ever since I've been saying that, everybody's been like, Lyra Valkyria. The fans are literally behind her because of her in-ring wrestling. That is a one-time thing for Lyra Valkyria, not for the LWO. Not for them. Lyra is a heck of a superstar in the ring and was going against your favorite superstars like Becky Lynch and Bayley and all these people. That's how she got over. The LWO isn't getting over because they're not facing any big names, but because there's literally no big names for them to face. There's such a little talent. They're such small talent. They're such low on the card that they are not going to face a big marquee tag team, even though they are mid card on the division now, just because they won this match. I think that we cannot give them the tag team titles. Nobody likes the in ring, or everybody loves the in ring work. Nobody can really get behind them as characters. The LWO gimmick I always thought was stupid. And I know y'all are probably going to get mad at me for that because it's technically disrespecting a culture. Not meaning it by that, but I'm just meaning that, like, the LWO character in itself is not a good character at all. And even the people who are in that culture can agree with me that that's not a good character for pro wrestling. I've never liked that type of character. It only worked on certain superstars, and I feel like that it's not going to work with the LWO. It don't matter how many times you try, it's not going to work with them. And I'm just cutting you straight here on the Turnbuckle Talk podcast. So then next up, we see a Becky Lynch promo. Backstage, a confrontation between Stephanie Valkyrie and Io Sky led to a match announcement for later in the show. Elsewhere, Grayson Waller attempted to get himself on the good side of the New Day. In the arena, the Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch took to the squared circle for an in-ring promo. She says, I should be in New York at the premiere of my new movie, Happy Gilmore 2, but instead I'm in Houston, Texas. And she accused Lara Valkyrie of gatekeeping championship shots and called her rival out, in which the former champion took her up on the offer and joined the former friend and protege in the ring. A back and forth resulted in a no count out, no disqualification match for the title at SummerSlam, with a stipulation that Valkyria cannot challenge for the IC title ever again if she loses. Now, whether this stipulation means that she cannot challenge again until Becky loses the title, don't know if that's what we're going for, but Becky cannot win this match. Becky is your biggest women's star. I get it, but you have put Becky in a spot where and I don't think that you can bury Lyra like this unless you are shooting her up to the world, or unless you're shooting her up to the main division, and that you're really putting her in the top dogs of the women's division, which she already is. She just needs to get solidified as a world champion. And I think that Lyra Valkyria can move up any day of the week, go face Tiffany Stratton. She can go face Io Scott. She can go face Naomi. She can go face everybody she wants. But in the end, it ain't going to matter if she doesn't win this match at SummerSlam. She has to win this match. This is her only hope. If she doesn't win this match, and she can't challenge Becky again, but I have faith, she's going to beat Becky. And my opinion is probably going to change on that whenever we get closer to August 2nd and August 3rd, because we really don't know when this match is taking place. But it is what it is. Then we see the announcement, or then we see Bayley come out there, where Bayley and Lyra will take on the Judgment Day in a Women's Tag Team Championship at match. This is really stupid. I just hate it, because we're having the Judgment Day and Roxanne versus Raquel, or Roxanne and Raquel. They're defending their titles at this match right here, and I hate how they're just handing out title shots. And the more they retain is the more it gets on people's nerves, because why are we letting the Judgment Day having all these matches? And in reality, nobody is really interested in the Roxanne Perez storyline. I know I'm not. I hate her being in this, because in my opinion, she coming out of NXT, she was the hottest star coming up to the main roster. Now she's just completely buried by the Judgment Day. And it's been, really, let's think about it. It's been at least 6 months that we've seen Finn Balor keep agging on to the fact that he's going to turn on Dominic. It's been 6 months. At the start of 2025 was whenever it really got bad. Whenever Finn and Dominic and all that, and the key on the table and all that it was just berserk. We need to figure things out. But in the end, the Judgment Day ended up defeating Bayley and Lyra. We ended up seeing Raquel get the pinfall. And man, I don't know, man. I hate how we're doing it with the tag division. I'm not even going to spend no more time on that. We saw Karrion get another match, in which this is his second match of 2025, I believe, after King and Queen of the Ring. He faced Sami Zayn, where he would end up defeating Sami Zayn, and got a little bit of bloody, but it is what it is. Karrion ended up winning this match, and him and Scarlett ended up celebrating after the match. Awesome to see this. I love seeing Karrion and Sami go at it. I think it's an awesome way to get Sami the win, because obviously we know in this match Sami did have tape over his ribs, in which we saw from the tsunami. So I think and the spear. So I think it's pretty awesome how we're having Sami be injured but still coming out there and going. But I love how we're still involving him in the Karrion Kross storyline so that we don't have Karrion just falling off the deep end. I don't think the fans will let him fall off the deep end, but I think we're going to get a blind shot just like R-Truth, and one day they're just going to release him. And y'all know how I feel about Karrion. I love Karrion. I think that he's awesome. But if I'm being honest, I think that the fans are going to stay with him no matter what. The fans are going to be behind Karrion Kross no matter what. But the WWE is going to see that and say, hey, whenever it's time for budget cuts to come around, they're going to say, hey, we're not putting Karrion on TV. And eventually he's just going to go back to those backstage segments. There's no reason we need him here. Either they're going to ship him down to NXT, they're going to hopefully do something good with him on the main roster, or they're just going to send him off of the roster. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. But if they just keep him sticking here with Sammy, I think it's a good option and a good idea for Karrion. It'll be awesome. So yeah, that's how I feel about Karrion Kross. We see Stephanie Valkyrie take on Io Sky, where Stephanie said that this will be the time where we're going to see them finally determine who is the main woman and who was really supposed to win that match a couple of months ago. But this got involved by the Secret Harvest, Alba Fire, and Piper Niven, where we would see Chelsea Green attack Stephanie Valkyrie from the back, where eventually I think that we will see. I think we'll actually see this. I know that we are seeing Sportskeeda to predict these SummerSlam matches, and he said that it was going to be Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, and Stephanie Valkyrie versus the Secret Harvest and Chelsea Green. It's actually a big possibility. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I want to get on the Roman Reigns promo. So, Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker comes out, and they made their way to the ring for the show closing segment, but the Oracle found himself interrupting the Oracle found himself interrupted by his former tribal chief, Roman Reigns. The OTC made his way to the ring, showing no fear in the face of the numbers of disadvantages. Paul Heyman greeted him, claiming, I never want to be disrespectful or rude. A master manipulator, Heyman claimed that they could fix their issues, especially in the wake of Seth Rollins missing several months due to his recent knee injury. You'll always be my family because I love you, my tribal chief, he said. Roman says, you're not my wise man anymore. Speaking to Breaker, he said, a few years from now, when you're the man around here, he's going to take all the credit, which is very true. He's done this with every person he's been with except for Brock. He really has never done this with Brock except for whenever he joined Roman. That really got bad in 2022. He kind of flexed that against Brock in those 2022 promos leading up to WrestleMania 38. But I think overall this promo was really good. Roman did the great thing here. He was very, very, very good in this promo. He mentioned Sammy. He mentioned Jay. He mentioned how all of them stepped up. And Breaker stepped between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and said, I'm the big dog now. I'm the top dog now. I'm the future of WWE. I'm the man around here now, he said. The competitors came to blows with the heels beating down Roman Reigns, but Jey Uso made the save, drawing a huge pop and clearing out the heels to close the show. Awesome, awesome show. Love that promo right there. But that's why you see in the thumbnail of this video, boring in quotation marks, because people thought that this segment was boring right here. And I mean, y'all will never see me give slander to Roman Reigns, and you never will. But if I'm being honest, I think that us running back Roman Reigns and Jey Uso being sort of a tag team, we've seen this stuff before. I think that's not what I want. Y'all might. I'm not feeling the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso collab again. I think that it's going to be awesome to see him and Jay versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed whenever that does get announced. Obviously, that has not been announced. I don't believe. But we are one step closer to the big marquee match at SummerSlam between those four superstars, with Jay and Roman teaming up to face on the team of Seth Rollins' team of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, in which Seth recruited. So I think that it's going to be an awesome SummerSlam. I think that ultimately this Monday Night Raw was really, really good, and I think that my overall grade of this show on Monday was a solid 9 out of 10. A lot of the storylines got explained here. We saw an awesome match between Stephanie and Io before it got interrupted. We saw a cool promo between Punk and Gunther, which led to us understanding more of the storyline. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously the Roman Reigns promo at the end of the night was really cool, because it's always going to be a good show whenever you see Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman clash against each other, with Braun Breaker looking like a dog on a leash waiting to get off. So it was really cool. Loved this Monday Night Raw. Hope y'all did too. Let me know what y'all thought. about this mic and how the audio sounded. I'm going to go back and watch it. Really hope it isn't bad, because if it's bad, my money's been down the drain. But it's okay, because it's not going to be bad. Trust, it's not going to be bad. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll get back to y'all right after either TNA, or maybe we'll even do an Evolve review. You never know. But without further ado, I'll see y'all boys in the next one. Deuces.